Havasu City, Arizona, home of the famous London Bridge and one of the best boating and water sports areas in the western United States. Lake Havasu on the Colorado River is perfectly suited for boat racing. It's been the home of the Outboard World Championships and hosts the Havasu Outboard Classic each year. But today you'll be seeing something even more exciting than outboard racing. It's motocross racing on water. It's the fastest growing water sport in the country today. The national championships of jet ski racing with more than 250 entries running wet and wild for $25,000 in cash. In a minute, you'll see why they call jet skiing the hottest water sport in the country today.
Hi, I'm Bob Ferris, and I'm here today to see the best jet ski riders in the country battle each other for the national title in jet skiing. But you know, there's a lot more to it than the prestige of winning. This year, the Nationals are being sponsored by 12 to 20 plus young men's grooming products. And Keith Guevara is here to explain exactly what that means to the riders. Hi, Keith.
Hi, Bob. It's really quite simple. 12 to 20 plus will be awarding $25,000 to some of the best jet ski riders in the country.
That's amazing, Keith. $25,000. Could you tell me what shape that will be awarded in?
Let Captain Z show you.
With that much at stake, I might consider entering the competition myself. Let's find out exactly what the riders have to do to win this money. And the man who can tell us that is the director of the International Jet Ski Boating Association, Dave Severson. He's the man who makes the rules. Dave, can you tell us what events we're going to be seeing today?
Sure, Bob. Today there are 3 events in jet ski racing. The first is slalom racing. It's just like downhill slalom skiing, except that these racers have to wrestle a 250-pound machine through the turns with them. Then there's closed course racing, where the riders race 12 laps around a quarter-mile course. And the third event is freestyle, which is sort of a combination hot dog acrobatics, imagination, and driving skill.
Well, it looks like we're in for some real action today. In a moment, the national championships will begin. It looks like a great day for racing. And right now, we're going to be seeing some of the slalom action, some of the qualifying action of today.
Coming into the Nationals, everyone's favorite to take the overall title and to sweep at least 5 events was Larry Rippenkroger of Sacramento, California. But his luck turned bad early in the qualifying heats when his handle pole snapped off during his run. The nation's #1 rider this season, Doug Silverstein from Carlsbad, California, turned in a smooth run that put him into the finals, making him a strong favorite to win a slalom title. Look at that beautiful control. Here's young Derek Peterson setting the fastest qualifying time of the day. Derek is famous for his smooth and controlled style. The top 8 qualifiers in each class will move into the finals.
Coming up right now will be the finals in the slalom event out there in the expert class.
Bob, can you tell us who's qualified, who's running out there, and how many have qualified?
This is going to be quite an exciting event, Denise. We have out there in the qualified already for the main event in a modified. 5 of the top 10 riders in the entire country are going to be pitted against each other out there to do battle in the slaloms.
Those top 5 include Derek Peterson, Larry Rippenkroger, Brian Bendix, Gary Millot, and Doug Silverstein, who all qualified within half seconds of each other.
Both of these riders, Tony Corey and Gary Millot, are being staged right now by Steve Strickland, the official starter. Okay, he's got them started. They're lined up. They're gone now. And the blue boat seems to have gotten a little jump at getting into the course. And that is, of course, Gary the Whole Shot Millot. But they are side by side as they make the right-hand corner in the middle of the course Malat gets a little wide. Now Corey gets a little deep in the corner. So they are still side by side as they are handling some 50-plus horsepower out there and trying to hang on to that thing. You got to have arms like Godzilla to hang on to these monsters out there. And they're riding it hard as they both are still side by side, making their turns coming back towards the beach. Gary Malat on the right-hand side and Tony Corey Jr. in the left-hand side. And Corey Jr. looks like he is totally sideways. Malat through the buoys. Corey makes a beautiful save to stay on board. It does get it between the eyes to get his time shut off. So the number 9 and number 2 nationally ranked riders in the entire country are into the course. Derek Peterson on the left side and flying Brian Bennix on the right side. Derek Peterson, looking really smooth in the slaloms, has already gathered in a national championship title today, and he's looking to take in his second one as we are in the middle right now of the modified championship event. Making a fine run out there, Derek Peterson, well a turn ahead of the other rider out there on the course, Mr. Brian Bennix. And Derek Peterson, let him know he's ripping it up out there, doing a fine job whipping it through the buoys. Okay, I've got the overall combined times turned in on the last two riders. Brian Bennix turned in a time of 79.57 and Derek Peterson a time of 76.17. The man to beat so far out there is Gary Malat, the number 5 West Coast boat, and his co-partner out there at the West Coast Racing Team, Doug Silverstein, would love to take in a national championship, as the Jetco boat of Rippenkroger seemed to have gotten into the course just a little bit ahead of Silverstein. Rippenkroger ahead of Silverstein in the right-hand course right now. Silverstein running in the yellow buoys. West Coast rider Silverstein against the Jetco rider Rippenkroger. They are dueling it out as they have all year long in national competition. Silverstein at the turnaround buoy right even with Rippenkroger, and they are gassing it up on these 50-plus horse. Rippenkroger off of his ski, and that is going to cost him dearly. You don't give anybody in the finals a break like that. Rippenkroger can really cruise it, but he cannot make a mistake like that, and Silverstein shuts off the buoys. We'll find out if he's got a time fast enough to beat Gary Malat, and those two teammates could be the top 2 finishers in this championship event. Okay, I have received those combined times. Derek Peterson will take the 3rd place position in the modified finals with a time of 76.17. The West Coast Racing boat of Doug Silverstein turned in a time of 76.08 to take in the 2nd place honors in this championship event. And the national champion, modified slalom event, the West Coast Racing boat number 5, Gary Malat.
There they are, the Slalom National Champions. Up next is the most difficult event of all, the freestyle competition, coming up right after this on the 12 to 20-plus National Jet Ski Championships.
We're about to get into the freestyle right now, and Bob, that's what I've really been waiting for. Can you tell me a little about it?
Freestyle events really come a long way in the last couple of years, and I think you'll see some very, very ingenious things done with the jet ski. Very basically, the freestyle event is how ingenious a person can be and how creative, and then their execution of the stunts that they'll pull off on the ski. They've got 2 minutes on the water to perform for the judges and then, of course, the audience, and the judges will score them on an Olympic-type system. We've got 5 very qualified judges up there.
I understand they can do 360s, they can do jumps. I guess they can do just about anything on those.
They'll do 360 tail spins, 360 nose spins. They'll ride 2 skis at once, jump other skis. It's unbelievable. Headstands, you'll see just about anything out there on a jet ski.
These are considered to be the best jet skiers in the world, and you're seeing exactly why. What an unbelievable display of control and balance. Working the throttle with the precision of a surgeon. Absolutely breathtaking control. California's Larry Rippenkroger. Some people consider him to be the best all-around jet skier in the world, and here's Rippenkroger's routine. He opened with a new barefoot slide, and that got the crowd's attention. He backs it in 180 degrees, completely under control at all times. Then, with the ski pointing toward the heavens, he spun it like a top. Again, completely controlling it at all times. Then up on the ski and riding it backwards, and this is very difficult. Then Rippenkroger blew the crowd away with a series of controlled jumps, getting a lot of air underneath that big ski and backing it in sideways. But this really astounded the crowd. Rippenkroger then set up one of the most spectacular stunts the crowd had ever seen. He pulled up next to another ski, stepped over on it, and rode both skis at once. And this is the type of stunt that really picks up points with the judges. He dropped off the one ski, then stepped up on the hood, leaning forward over the nose of the ski, and backed it completely all the way around. Then Rippenkroger set up for his final stunt, roosting the crowd, heading for the other ski, and jumping it completely. He wound up with a series of controlled jumps and bouncing it in sideways. The judges and the crowd were impressed. And the score? A series of straight nines with 1 9.5. And Larry Rippenkroger of Sacramento, California, finally had his first national title.
Can you recap your routine, what you did out here today? It was phenomenal.
That took me about 2 months to really get that one figured out without doing the splits.
I'll tell you, it was very impressive. And then when you dropped the one jet ski and jumped it, how many jet skis have you wrecked learning that one?
I've only done that trick 3 times, and I made it all 3 times. I've never practiced beforehand, so I've got a good record going so far.
Coming up in the expert classification will be closed course main event. I'm talking heavy-duty action. 14 of the best riders in the entire country right down here on the start line, trying to own part of the territory in the first corner. 14 of the best riders in the entire country with 50-some horsepower underneath the hood, 250 pounds of ski, 150-pound average rider weight, and I mean totally radical racing.
Just before competition began, Denise talked to 2 of the favorites, Gary Malott, the defending national champion in this event, and Larry Rippenkroger, who's been almost unbeatable this season, but who must win the closed course event if he is to clinch the 1982 points championship.
How do you feel about it? How are you going to do?
I hope to win it. I've had a real good time in the modified event all year long. I think I've only lost 1 modified race the entire season, so hopefully I can continue that route and try and do it again today.
Who do you think is the toughest competition that you're up against in the finals?
Myself. No, just kidding. No, there's quite a few good riders out there. Most of the top 10 riders have come to participate. Like I say, they're all from throughout the whole United States area, and they're all fast. So I'm not really concerned with one more than all. They're all out there, and they all want to win.
The course itself is a little longer than what we're used to, but because of the national championship caliber of this race, they want us to really work for it. So I like the course myself.
Larry, who do you think is going to be your toughest competition out there?
It would have to come down to Gary Malott, my teammate Derek Peterson, and my teammate Tony Corey also.
More than 260 jet skiers in novice, women, and expert rider categories raced in qualifying heats and semifinal events over the past 2 days for the chance to take home some of the $25,000 cash and trophies. Riders from 40 states and Canada boiled the half-mile zigzag Lake Havasu course, but the experienced riders seemed to hold the edge. Speedster Gary Malott qualified easily with a heat race win, but found the going a lot rougher in the finals of the Superstock event. One of the biggest winners of the weekend was Mark Voiles. The Arcadia, California rider racked up all 4 national titles in the expert stock divisions, winning almost $3,000 in prize money for his amazing effort. Other riders found it was even rougher when it came to clearing the finish line jump placed in the course. Another surprise shaped up in the hotly contested Superstock final as Tony Corey Jr., Sacramento, California, upset defending champion Gary Millot and kept his teammate Larry Rippenkroger from clinching the overall championship. We're down to the last big event in the 12 to 20 plus National Jet Ski Championships, and it's the last chance for Larry Rippenkroger to go for the overall title and the Champagne Glory and Gold. The young man from Sacramento, after running almost undefeated through the season, has it all on the line right now. And we'll be right back with the 12 to 20 plus National Jet Ski Championships.
We are ready. Steve Strickland is looking down the line, and this is gonna be it. They're gone. They're on the way. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I see Rippenkroger, I see Millot, I see Tony Corey, and it is the Ripper. Ripper, Corey, Lathrop, and on the outside, Bendix. So look at this group as it's the Ripper, Corey, Lathrop, Larry, the Rippenkroger is out in front of this event. Tony Corey, with a national title under his belt already, is running in second. Dr. Ron Lathrop sitting in third position. Number 2, Flying Brian Bendix, is sitting back of that. The Bonsai prepared boat, number 41 of Rolf the Dog, and then the number 14 boat of Michael Maddox. Oh, we've got riders down in a couple places. The yellow flag goes out, and Rockabout Hustle, real clean racing. And Lathrop center punches the bunny hop, and Bonsai product boat of Rolf Salmons goes by, and Lathrop is trying to get around the bunny hop and get back onto the course. And Lathrop dropped 3 positions doing that one. Derek Peterson into third position underneath Flying Brian Bendix. So we've got Rippenkroger, we've got Tony Corey Jr., and we've got Derek Peterson. They're all out there in front. National champions, all of them so far today, and trying to get the national championship under their belt in this modified main event. A grueling event out there. As Rippenkroger is on the right-hand side of your course. Second place boat is number 30, Tony Corey. And then we'll go to the number 9 boat with Derek Peterson on board. And then the Jetco boat of Brian Bendix and the Dickinson design boat of Ron Lathrop. On the far left end of the course is your leader, Larry Rippenkroger. Coming past the bunny hop, this is your leader, Larry Rippenkroger. A Jetco sponsored rider, the one who has the national points lead, will have the number 1 point plate for next year, Larry the Rippenkroger. And then the number 30 boat of Jetco mounted, Tony Corey Jr. Then we have the Jetco mounted rider, Derek Peterson, on the number 9 boat over the bunny hop. And then will be the number 28 boat of the Dickinson Design Group with Dr. Ron Lathrop on board. Some kind of racing action as Larry the Rippenkroger handily has this thing well out in front of the pack. He and Tony Corey are so far spread out from the rest of the group that they're starting to pass messages back and forth to see what they've got going on for later on this evening, as the Ripper has got 1 lap left to go for the Jetco rider, the number 1 rider in the country, the guy who'll carry the number 1 plate next year, Larry the Rippenkroger. 1 lap left to go for the Jetco rider, Tony Corey, who's got a smile so big it doesn't even fit inside his helmet. Then we've got Jetco mounted Derek Peterson. He's got 1 lap left to go. And the Dickinson design boat of Dr. Ron Lathrop with 1 lap left to go. We then have the number 2 rider in the nation last year, Jetco mounted, Flying Brian Bendix. Half a lap left to go. In this big one, the modified main, Larry Rippenkroger got 4 buoys to go. I mean, I want to hear you over all the engines out there, as this man's got 1 buoy left to go. A fought-for race over the bunny hop. Jetco mounted Larry the Rippenkroger.
The crowd is on their feet to cheer the popular favorite. He's won in a grand style. Second place is taken by Larry's teammate, Tony Corey. But Derek Peterson is sadly cut out of the prize money. His boat has stopped dead in the water just 2 markers from the finish. And third place is taken by Ron Lathrop.
Congratulations, that was wonderful. Present you with this.
Thank you very much.
That was terrific.
They came from all across the United States to decide the national champions. And here they are, the national jet ski champions in both the slalom and closed course events. It's been an exciting day at Lake Havasu. Now the pressure is off for the riders as the race sponsor, 12 to 20 plus Young Men's Grooming Aids, hands out the $25,000 in prize money. This is Larry Huffman saying so long from the 1982 Jet Ski National Championships.